move over to A&M. So I was down on A&M last year. I thought they were getting way too much preseason love. That was seemingly based on the recruiting class, and those guys were all going to be true freshmen. So they were disappointing. I picked them to finish fifth in the West, but I didn't think they were going to be as bad as they ended up at 5-7. But they bring back 10 starters on a defense, and it was not the defense's fault last year. I mean, they gave up only an average of 21.2 points per game, and that was with a pedestrian offense. Haynes King off to Georgia Tech. He was awful. So it's probably going to be Connor Wegman, the true sophomore, although Max Johnson is back. So, we'll see how that goes. Wegman, 8 touchdown pass. Actually, Johnson and him combined for 11 touchdown passes without an interception last year. Getting Anaya Smith back healthy is huge. That was a huge loss when he went down in the Arkansas game. And I thought Evan Stewart, the 5-star wide receiver, had an outstanding freshman campaign, especially when you consider he wasn't getting that good a quarterback play, as he had 53 receptions for 649 yards, only 2 touchdowns. But yeah, I think I've got A&M going 8-4. The swing games that could, flip it a little better than that or a little worse, I would say, are Alabama at home, which they are an 8-point underdog. The Arkansas game, where they are 3-point favorites, and at Miami, where they're a 6.5-point favorite. And I forget if they've announced this kickoff time for that Miami game, but if it's at noon or 3:30, major advantage Miami on September 9th in South Florida in the afternoon. Whew, that heat is something to deal with. So I think those 3 games are the big ones. They're also 3.5-point underdog at Ole Miss, but I've got the Rebels winning that game. And they're 10.5. Sorry, last thing, 10.5 at LSU in the games of the year spreads, the regular season finale.
I was gonna say that A&M Miami game is 3:30 Eastern, so that is yeah. So you get that that afternoon. Yeah, it's not an easy setup. Yeah, for a team again that I think has a chance to really have a huge bounce back season. We just see all the talent there, and we've kind of talked in our previews this season just about. Yes, you look at kind of the youth and how much older they get, but I think what's really impressive is when you look at that like wide receiver group, and I mean that is a very talented group, and it's just a matter of seeing what happens with Bobby Petrino and what they can do there, and so I'm very intrigued by this A&M team. So
Yeah,
um,
if it does go sideways on him, I hope Petrino's not in the press box. I hope he's on the sidelines, and that could be appointment television in November if those two strong personalities start to bicker.
listen, that was when we did our bold predictions for Texas A&M this season. My bold prediction, and of course this was a more lighthearted one, was that Jimbo Fisher and Bobby Petrino would not body slam each other on the sideline this year. So I predicted that will not happen. So we'll see if I'm getting that one correct. But
I
yeah,
gotta root against you there, buddy.
you might root against me. That's probably you're probably not the only one.